afternoon, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Jose Van Smith. I'm the executive producer of the Right Now television show. And seated with us at the MCAT studios in Missoula, Montana, is the distinguished Mrs. Alyssa Hobbs, who is the Community Relations Director for the Emeritus Hunters Glen. Mrs. Hobbs, we would appreciate it if you would give us your presentation.
Sure. So again, thank you for having me today. My name's Alyssa. I work at Emeritus at Hunters Glen. We are an assisted living community located off of Reserve Street, right next to the Home Depot. And we provide services to seniors and folks who are unable to safely live in their homes anymore, and providing the services and support in order for them to safely live and live an independent life as much as possible.
And ma'am, if you would, how long has the Hunters Glen been in existence?
Yeah, so Hunters Glen has been here for about a little over 15 years, and has been providing those services for that long.
What are some of the amenities that you offer?
Yeah, so we offer a wide range of various amenities, starting with meals. So we provide 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Housekeeping, laundry, house maintenance, all of that sort of upkeep that folks may not safely be able to manage in their home anymore, all the way to support with the activities of daily living. So those are the things that include bathing, showering, transferring, medication management, all those sorts of physical and mental abilities that folks may no longer be able to safely do. And those are just a brief of what the services that we provide.
Marvelous. Do you provide, do you accept patients with Alzheimer's?
We do. To a certain extent. We're not a locked or secured facility. So if that was a concern, then we would maybe direct that individual in a different direction. But we, as folks age, the risk for Alzheimer's and dementia increases. So there's a wide population of that, and it's something that we are able to safely manage to a certain extent.
You have a very beautiful and first-class facility at Hunters Glen. Again, how would we? So would it be a good place for mom or dad or a loved one who had just came out of service? Do you help with recovery from, say, service, or is it temporary or long-term care?
Yeah, so it can be both a temporary and a long-term service. Some folks just need a couple weeks of respite stay up to a couple months, and then some folks are there for the long term. So just kind of depends on the need and how we can meet that need for them.
Now I'm looking at on the screen. Mm-hmm. Well, could you describe what we're seeing here?
Sure. So that's the outside of our building. Lots of land and area around the building for various activities that we provide on a daily basis. Of course, utilizing that more in the summertime than the winter. Example of a room that's set up. We are apartment style living.
Wonderful.
So individuals have their own private room. Some folks like to have a companion or have a roommate, and that's also an option as well. That's something that you do get to choose. So both private and companion living.
Great. And what do we have here?
So this is our family fireside room, located right in the front of our building. So lots of residents love to hang out here, read books. They do book swaps, so there's tons of books in there, various activities, parties, and just kind of a common area where residents are welcome to visit and socialize and stay warm by the fire during the wintertime.
So that was the real fireplace.
It is, yes.
Oh,
It is.
marvelous, marvelous. And what do we have here, ma'am?
That's our back patio. So of course, during the summertime, it's used more often, but residents are welcome to eat outdoors. We do luau's and parties and various active barbecues throughout the nice months of the year, and can be utilized by both residents and family members. This is our activities room. So oftentimes there'll be bingo, card games, dice games, cooking corners, a whole broad assortment of different activities that go on throughout the day, and a large space in order to be able to provide that for our residents.
Whoa, it looks like we're just in time for dinner.
Just in time for dinner. I was getting hungry.
Yes.
This is our dining room.
Wonderful.
And we serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as we talked about earlier. Served restaurant style, so the residents just come, they sit down. A server will go up to them, take their order, and then bring the meal to them as well.
Excellent, excellent.
Just another family living room. This is also what we call our chapel.
Oh, wow, wonderful. Is that an organ, ma'am?
It is, yes, it is. So we have various church services that go on throughout the week. 3 days a week we provide the church services. Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays we have Discovery Alliance comes over and does a church service for us.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you do interact with community and partner in community initiatives.
Yes.
To encourage the interaction with the residents.
Yes, absolutely.
Marvelous.
Absolutely.
Where are we here? What do we see here?
We are at the front of our building here. Lots of patio seating that's utilized during the summer months, during the nice sunny months of the year. Yeah, so right in the entrance of our building.
Very impressive. And this must be the study, the library.
Yeah, so library, another sort of activity TV sitting room. Families will utilize this if they're visiting their loved one and the room may not be big enough, or they're having a larger party. So residents, families, everyone is welcome to utilize this space for any sort of party or activity that's going on.
Marvelous.
Hallway, so this is kind of what our building looks like. As I stated, it's apartment style living. So you have the privacy of your own room, but then you also have the option of leaving your room at any time to join in on some activities or socialization. So you kind of get both ends of the spectrum, the privacy, but then also the opportunity to just walk outside your door and have someone there to visit with.
That's wonderful. Ma'am, may I ask, I'd like to also ask, do you have a nurse on staff?
We do. Yes, so we have an RN who oversees our nursing department.
Yeah.
We have an LPN who is staffed 12 hours of the day and on call for the off hours, and then care staff and medication technicians who are there 24/7.
Wonderful.
So we do have someone there to help 24 hours of the day if something were to happen.
And what about meals? What type of meals? What type of menu do you offer?
Yeah, so we have a head chef.
I've got an appetite.
I do too. We have a head chef who organizes the menu. We do a 13-week cycle, so you won't see the same food item for 13 weeks.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and so there's various, we have a different special entree that we feature for each meal each day. And then there's alternative options that you can choose as well, 3 or 4 options there. So there's always a good handful of options to choose from. We also, if there's any special diet that needs to be followed, diabetic or anything of that nature, then that's something that we can provide as well. Cutting up the food sometimes is difficult. So that's something that we kind of cater and specialize towards each individual.
Great, super. Now, how many meals a day do you offer?
We offer 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks in between as needed. So there's always something available for.
And different diets for different individuals. For example, those that maybe have dental problems.
Sure.
You would offer a menu that would essentially constitute dental soft?
Yes. Yep.
Wonderful. Again, would you explain what is the name of the facility?
So Hunter's Glen is our name, Emeritus at Hunter's Glen. And we are actually just Emeritus and Brookdale Company now merged. So you may start seeing a new name. Brookdale is now Hunter's Glen as well. So our name is Emeritus at Hunter's Glen, but we are a Brookdale company. So you'll kind of see, not to be confusing, but you'll see different names for us, but Hunter's Glen is kind of what everyone always refers to.
Sounds like the facility where I would like to visit in the event that I have a need for some long-term or short-term
We'd love to have you.
assisted living.
Sure.
Yeah, I would love to come by and cheer up the residents and make friends.
Yep.
We're going to take a moment to pause and acknowledge our community partners, sponsors, and affiliates you're watching Right Now TV. Missoula Aging Services. We are proud of our years. Missoula Aging Services. Community Medical Center from day one. Community Medical Center. The Salvation Army, doing the most good. The Salvation Army. The Vet Center of Missoula, Montana, keeping the promise. The Vet Center of Missoula, Montana. You're watching Right Now TV and an interview with Miss Alyssa Hobbs from Hunter's Glen. Enjoy the show.
Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Jay Van Smith. I'm the executive producer of the Right Now television show. And today seated with us at the studio, MCAT Studios, is the illustrious Mrs. Alyssa Hobbs. Mrs. Hobbs is also the community director, the community relations director of the Emeritus Hunter's Glen. Before we bring you our distinguished guest, I just would like to indicate that we have a campaign to increase our membership, and we invite you all to join the IMI/Right Now TV Digital Satellite Broadcast Network team. If you have a skill, if you have a talent, if you just want to come on and play a guitar or recite a poem or present or make a public service announcement, or just want to come on and toot your horn, feel free to be my guest. We're again located at 500 North Higgins, but we encourage you all to join the IMI Tri-State, the IMI Right Now TV team. We do have, for those who are interested and contributing or supporting our nonprofit organization, please write us at P.O. Box 17465, Missoula, Montana, 59808. -1731. That's P.O. Box 17465, Missoula, Montana, 59808-1731. And make checks payable to IMI Tri-State Alliance, a nonprofit 501c3 public benefit corporation. All donations, contributions, and funding sources are tax deductible. Again, my name is Jose Van Smith. I'm the executive producer of the Right Now television show, and we also would just like to announce that MCAT is celebrating its 25th year anniversary, and we're proud to announce it and to commend the great people at MCAT for the wonderful work they've been doing for the last 25 years. So, keep up the good work, MCAT. Actually, from 4 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday, April the 22nd, the 25th anniversary of the first MCAT cablecast on the same date It started in 1990. They will be giving away curios of the past, screening interest clips of MCAT, vast library of community-produced television. The drop in and enjoy some of the food, the drinks, the memories, the cameo appearances by star personalities of MCAT. Again, we want to thank the wonderful people at MCAT Television on their 25th anniversary. We are Right Now Television, where we serve we stand to empower our youth, our seniors, our disabled, our mental and physically challenged, special needs, veterans, all branches, and those in uniform. Right Now TV, where we emphasize hiring the vets. You have a job here at MCAT, at Right Now Television. And again, if you'd like to become a member or join the IMI Right Now Television Digital Satellite Broadcast Network team, you may write us at P.O. Box 17465, Missoula, Montana. That's 59808. -1731. That's P.O. Box 17465, Missoula, Montana. 59808-1731. Or make checks payable to IMI, Tri-State Alliance, a nonprofit 501c3 public benefit corporation. All donations, contributions, and funding sources are tax deductible. At this moment, I'd just like to reintroduce our distinguished guest, Mrs. Alyssa Hobbs, to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome to Right Now Television.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're honored to have you as our guest.
Thank you.
Tell us about tell us more about the Hunters Glen.
Sure. So Hunters Glen Assisted Living Community, we're located at 3620 American Way, just off of Reserve Street, right next to the Home Depot. I welcome and encourage everybody to stop by for a tour, maybe stop by to have some lunch, stop by to have an experience, bingo, anytime. Our doors are open 24/7, whether you're looking for a loved one, for a friend, for someone who is currently in the hospital just needing short-term placement, stop by. Our doors are always open, and we would be happy to have you.
Watching Right Now TV, we're going to take a moment and pause to acknowledge our community partners, sponsors, and affiliates. You're watching Right Now TV. Sparkle Laundry, good, clean fun in Missoula, Montana. Sparkle Laundry. MCAT Film Camp. Sign up your kids now for MCAT Film Camp. The Tuxedo Gallery in Missoula, Montana. Suit up at the Tuxedo Gallery in Missoula, Montana. Missoula Federal Credit Union. More than you expect. Missoula Federal Credit Union. You're watching Right Now TV, and we will return to our interview with Miss Alyssa Hobbs. And joining us is the author of The Little Toolbox, Francoise White.
Hey, I'm Paul Lenihan. I'm the project program coordinator at Right Now Television, and I'm here today with Miss Alyssa Hobbs from the Hunters Glen, and Francoise White popped into the studio today. As you saw in episode 3, Francoise White is the author of The Little Toolbox. She's here to tell us a little bit more about it and a little bit more about what's been going on in her life. So here we go.
Hi, so I am Francoise White, the author of the Little Toolbox for Anxiety, Anger, Depression, and Guilt. It is an award-winning book. I've got the International Book Award finalist at the 2011 International Book Festival. In the 2011, I've got the honorable mention at the New York Book Festival, and the latest one, 2013, the Paris Book Festival, honorable mention.
Wow.
So this book is about emotion, not just the bad one. It's about understanding our emotion, looking at them as our teachers, because if we simplify everything, when we have good emotion, we're basically on our path, and when we are not experiencing good emotion, there is something we need to look at and change, and that is our job, to be able to catch our emotion when they bug us, change them, channel them into something different. And the little toolbox has a step-by-step at the end of each chapter. What do we do when anxiety knocks at our door? Same with anger, depression, and guilt. So
Fantastic.
I hope you check it out. It's on Amazon.com, and you can just
The Little
look
Toolbox.
at it, check the review, and see for yourself. Thank you.
Fantastic, Francois. And I also have a few questions for Miss Alyssa Hobbs here that I wrote down. Okay, so what is an advantage or difference between Hunter's Glen and the neighborhood competitions such as Grizzly Peak?
Sure. So I think every different community offers something great, and they also offer different services. So like Grizzly Peak, for example, is an independent living community, whereas Hunter's Glen is an assisted living community. So each one will have their own
So you're not necessarily
niche.
in competition, you just
Yeah.
have different niches.
Right. Yep. And we work together very well, along with all the other communities.
So
in
let me make
Missoula.
sure that we get that right. Hunter's Glen is independent,
Hunter's Glen is assisted.
is assisted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And Grizzly Peak is independent.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. Yep.
Great. And what's an average week like at Hunter's Glen? What are some activities, things? Just
Sure.
walk us through a week at Hunter's Glen.
Sounds good. Every week is going to be very different.
Good.
But which is good, yes. But every day there's different activities going on. So,
So let's start with Monday.
Let's start with Monday. Monday
Or
comes
Sunday.
around. Sunday comes around. We'll start with Sunday. So Sundays they do. We have donut hour in the morning. And
coming.
Come on over.
Okay.
And of course, each week and each day is going to change as well. So I'll kind of just give you a sample of what that looks like. Sundays, there's donut hour that goes on in the morning. Various games that happen throughout the day in the afternoon as well. Monday rolls around, and of course, there's the meal times all in between. So that's also a big social hour for our residents. Mondays, they play bingo in the afternoon every Monday. Various other activities throughout the entire day, like exercise classes, trivia games. Farkle is a popular dice game.
Now, what's Farkle?
Oh, that's a great question. It's a dice game. I know that, and I know I'm not very good at it. But you have to try and roll specific numbers and get various points.
great.
And yeah.
About how many residents usually partake in the activities?
It'll vary per activity. Of course, bingo is our most popular, so we have 30 some residents that will join in on bingo.
Wow. And how many residents stay say at Hunters Glen?
Yeah, we have about 100 residents there, 105.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so good.
That's great.
Yeah, good assortment of folks and
Great.
and different.
And where did we leave off? We left off on Tuesday?
Yes, so we're at Tuesday. Tuesday, we always take a shopping trip to Walmart. So we'll go to Walmart every Tuesday. And then, of course, meal times as well, and then various activities, social hour in the afternoon. Wednesday, again, we have bingo every Wednesday as well, Wednesday afternoons, along with just different activities, kind of depending on the week, depending on the month. But, Mardi Gras parties,
cool.
social hours, those types of things. Then we get to Thursday. That's another just kind of whatever activities are on that day. Coffee and conversation is another one. Poetry, writing, and readings. Creative
That sounds
crafts.
like that'd be up my dad's alley.
Yeah. Then we get to Friday. Again, we have bingo on Fridays. 3 days a week we're playing bingo.
Great.
It's a competitive sport. So bingo again on Fridays. And just different, crafts as we talked about, all that kind of stuff. Then we get to
It
Saturday.
looks like we're at Hunters Glen.
We are at Hunters Glen. Ready for bingo. Then there's Saturday. We always do a movie matinee on Saturday. Fall time we do the Grizz games, of course, and different football games.
Great.
And yeah, that kind of, in a nutshell, very, very nutshell, that's Hunters Glen in a week.
That's great. It
Yeah.
sounds like a fun week.
It is, yes.
And what is your position at Hunters Glen one more time? Would we see you behind
Yeah.
a desk, or would we see you at the reception office? Would we
Sure. Yeah, so
in the kitchen?
a little bit of everything. I'm everywhere.
Really?
So
Okay.
I do have an office desk in the
It's
community.
like my job here.
Yes.
A little of everything.
Yes, you kind of hop around everywhere. I'm out in the community a lot. I'm inside our Hunters Glen community a lot. I do have an office, but you'll kind of find me walking around everywhere, doing a little bit of everything.
Not too much time sitting down. There.
No,
Sounds
which is good, yes.
Yeah.
It is.
I hope you get to get outside too in some of that
Absolutely.
beautiful greenery. We see.
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so Francoise, in case we haven't introduced you guys properly, Alyssa, Francoise White.
Thank you.
Fantastic, good. Do you have any questions, Francoise, that come to mind? Or do you have any questions for
Well, I
Francoise?
do because I actually work. I am a specially trained attendant. So
Okay.
I work with people who are in assisted living home
Sure.
and take them shopping, doctor appointment.
Yep.
So I assume the same thing is happening at your place too. They have life coach. Or...
Yes, absolutely. We welcome all outside providers are welcomed. So life coaches that come in,
Yeah.
home health, all those types of agencies are welcome to be in our community and work with our seniors.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
How long has this place been open?
Yeah, Hunters Glen has been here about 15 years, a little over 15 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of new then.
A little bit, yeah.
Nice.
Assisted living in general, I feel, is a sort of
Newer
a new,
concept.
newer concept.
Baby
Very cool.
boomer.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
True.
We make a difference.
Absolutely.
And I have to ask, because my family's from Minnesota and North Dakota, and I hear a bit of an accent.
Yes.
Am I right?
Minnesota. You nailed it.
great.
Oh,
Minnesota.
you're not
Fantastic.
talking about my accent. You're
Oh,
talking
I said in Minnesota.
Yep, you nailed it there. Minnesota.
Very
I'm
cool.
from Texas.
Oh, yeah. Howdy.
Something like that.
Maybe more
Well,
like France.
That's it.
Oh, funny.
Fantastic. Well, I think that we'll wrap it up. Okay. Great. Right Now TV is back. Okay. You've been watching Right Now TV. Two fabulous ladies here in the studio. We've got Francoise White, Alyssa Hobbs. They're both doing wonderful things for our community. We can't wait to see you again next week. Tune in for more of Right Now TV. Bye.
We're going to take a moment to pause and acknowledge our community partners, sponsors, and affiliates here at Right Now TV. Sparkle Laundry, good clean fun at Sparkle Laundry in Missoula, Montana. MCAT Film Camp. Sign up your kids now for this summer. MCAT Film Camp. The Tuxedo Gallery in Missoula, Montana. Suit up at the Tuxedo Gallery in Missoula, Montana. Missoula Federal Credit Union, more than you expect. Missoula Federal Credit Union. You're watching Right Now TV. We're going to return with an interview with Flamenco, Montana. You're watching Right Now TV.
Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Jay Van Smith. I'm the executive producer of Right Now Television. And today, at the show is the distinguished Flamenco, Montana, restoring the Spanish tradition of flamenco and dance. And Mrs. Lenihan, if you will, would you present your group?
Yes, we're Flamenco Montana. Our group was founded originally in 1997 to bring flamenco performance to first night audiences. Since then, we performed at a variety of community events, fundraisers, and often events at the university as well. And our purpose is to preserve and share traditional flamenco and Spanish dance arts authentically. With us, we have Linda Bailey,
Andrew Hoopert,
Andrew Hoopert,
Tony Beltramo,
and myself, Victoria Lenihan. Today we will perform 2 dances for you, but before we do that, I want to talk for just a moment about the importance of flamenco as an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. This art form was given this designation in 2010 by UNESCO, and in order to receive this designation, an art form must be traditional, contemporary, and living. It must be handed down from generation to generation, in danger of destruction or disappearance or deterioration, and it must also be shared beyond the community of its origin. And so our effort is to promote this art and share it by offering presentations, performances, classes at Rocky Mountain Ballet Theater, the Flamenco Montana Festival every fall in September, and visiting artists. Vamos a Sevilla! Vamos!
la tercera.
welcome to the broadcast. You're watching Right Now Television. We're going to pause right now to acknowledge our community partners, our sponsors, and our affiliates. Walgreens at the corner of happy and healthy. Community Medical Center from day one. The Salvation Army, doing the most good. The Salvation Army. The Missoula Aging Services. We're proud of our years. We're back with an interview with Flamenco, Montana. Okay. Now, you play that guitar like you know about guitars. Are you from the old country?
No, it's a matter of doing things so many. I know the same things pretty well.
Great. And what type of instrument is that, sir?
Well, this is a flamenco guitar. It's built a little different from your, the classical
Your
style.
traditional folk guitar.
Yes. It's cut down a little lower to the body on with the strings, and they use a little lighter weight string for a little more snap and buzz.
Interesting.
Other than that, it's pretty much the same.
I'm impressed. And your name again?
Tony.
Tony and
Andy.
Andy, what you're making a joyful noise over here.
Yeah, well, that's the cajon.
It's called a cajon. If you would, to your viewing audience, what's that camera? Could you explain to us what is a cajon?
You know, I'm not a traditional flamenco player, so I'm just now becoming introduced to the cajon. But the cajon is basically a box.
Yeah, it's
and
usually a box.
The history, Vicky would be much better at the history of when the cajon came into play. But I'll just speak as a person who, I'm a percussionist and a rhythmist, and everything to me starts with rhythm. And again, I'll rely on Vicky to say when it came in, but flamenco is so much rhythm. And my understanding is it started with the hands, it started with whatever was available, and ultimately someone developed the cajon, which is a pretty basic instrument. It is a box, and you sit on it, and you can create any number of sounds with it.
I agree. I mean, it's quite an instrument, quite an innovation. How long have that been? Do you know about the history of the cajon?
I'm going to defer to Vicky. I can tell you about things like congas and the American drum set and how it came in with jazz, but I think Vicky would know more about the cajon as it relates to flamenco.
Oh, great. Well, hopefully we'll have Miss Vicky. Would you care to join us in the
Well, and I'm
conversation?
sure Linda does as well. Paco de Lucia, who died in 2014 and is regarded worldwide as, I think, one of the gods of flamenco guitar, was given a cajon as a gift in the 90s. I want to say in Peru.
It's from Peru.
And so he introduced the cajon to flamenco, and it became part of, it's an instrument that you often see now in a flamenco quadro.
Wonderful. And now we haven't heard from the lady in red. If you will.
About?
Well, just about, dance, about flamenco, about yourself.
Okay.
How did you come about joining the group?
I got interested in flamenco when I did a study abroad program through the University of Montana, and I took my very first class in flamenco in Spain, and when I came back to Montana, I got to meet this group and continue on with it, and also with another instructor named Elenita Brown, who is lives in Stevensville, Montana. So she, I think, kind of planted the seed in the Missoula area for flamenco, and taught a lot of us a lot about flamenco. Yeah.
Well, that's marvelous. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
And again, we're delighted to have have you all as our guests. How might a person or a group or an organization book you guys for their next event? Are you available to do? Do you do social or functions?
Oh, yes, and we're delighted to be asked to perform. We've been in Libby, Montana. We've been invited to Haber this year in Helena, and we love every opportunity that we have to share this art form. So to reach us, we are flamencomt.org online, and you can also call 406-542-9270 to ask about our classes, about our upcoming workshop in March, or booking us for your event.
Super. Speaking of the classes, where are you located?
Right now, our classes are offered through Rocky Mountain Ballet Theater at 2704 Brooks.
Rocky Mountain Ballet Theater. Wonderful. And the performances, the workshops, the classes, presentations in flamenco and traditional Spanish arts. When did you all actually when did the organization come together?
Tony and I, along with Sonia Chesson and Aubrey Duncombe, formed a group in 1997 for First Night Missoula. And in the ensuing years, we've performed at First Night 15 times, most recently this past year, when that was Andy's first year with us.
Great, super.
There have been so many people involved with our group over the years. It's been wonderful, and we just hope to continue with that kind of involvement in our community.
Well, we at Right Now Television, we strive to serve our youth, our physical and mentally challenged community, our senior citizens, and our veterans. And we're honored to have you all as our guests at our show at Right Now Television. In any way, again, we can promote you all. We'd be honored, and we're hopeful as we tool up and initiate our initiatives. We look forward to partnering with you and doing things together in the near future. So I only see great things for you guys. And the sky's our limit. And I wish you the very best. If you could you render us another rendering? Thank you.
Tanguillo.
Tanguillo.
Excellent.
We're going to take a moment to pause and acknowledge our community sponsors, affiliates, and partners. You're watching Right Now TV. Sparkle Laundry. Good, clean fun. Missoula, Montana at Sparkle Laundry. MCAT Film Camp. Sign up your kids now to make some movies this summer at MCAT Film Camp. The Tuxedo Gallery in Missoula, Montana. Suit up at the Tuxedo Gallery in Missoula, Montana. Missoula Federal Credit Union. More than you expect at Missoula Federal Credit Union. You're watching Right Now TV. We're going to return with a presentation about the art of flamenco given by Flamenco Montana.
Flamenco Montana, sharing and preserving flamenco and traditional Spanish dance, song, and music. Flamenco was named an intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO in 2010. To receive this honor, an art must be traditional, contemporary, and living, handed down from generation to generation, shared beyond its community of origin, and in danger of deterioration, disappearance, or destruction. Here is guitar maker Manuel Bellido in his Granada workshop with one of his sons. Last year, Linda Bailey and I had an opportunity to visit his workshop because we have the connection with Carlos Lomas, the guitarist who comes to our flamenco festival. Manuel Bellido made one of his very beautiful guitars. Flamenco is a mixture of influences from Indian, Byzantine, Arabic, Jewish, and Andalusian cultures present in the south of Spain in the era 718 to 1492. First through song, then dance, and later with the incorporation of the guitar, flamenco gave expression to the outcry and hope of a subjugated people. It was not until its golden era, 1869 to 1910, when flamenco was presented in cafés cantantes, that it became an accepted and established cultural and musical art form. Today, flamenco is a musical genre of global appeal. Flamenco Montana has a variety of approaches to sharing and preserving Spanish dance arts. Here we are in performance, in tablaos, and on stage at the First Night Missoula event in 2015. Vibrant performances are a key part of our outreach. We perform for community events such as First Night, First Fridays, University of Montana cultural events, fundraisers such as the Missoula International School or Big Brothers and Sisters, and outreach in schools through Any Given Child, in which Missoula is one of 14 chosen cities in the United States, along with high school flagship programs. We also share the art through presentations at our local libraries, schools, and for groups interested in flamenco history and heritage. We offer classes at Rocky Mountain Ballet Theater, 2704 Brooks in Missoula. Our classes focus on techniques specific to flamenco, such as floreo of the hands, braceo or arm movement, footwork, and palmas or clapping. as well as universal dance techniques of body line and posture, energy, and interpretation. We offer a class in technique and castanets and a class in choreography and technique. We may offer flamenco para niños, flamenco for children, as we develop our school outreach programs. Details are at our website, www.flamencomt.org. We also have the Flamenco Montana Festival, Montana's first and only flamenco festival. We are now in our 4th year, and this year's event will be from September 17th to 20th, 2015. From left to right are the artists who come for our workshops. World-renowned guitarist Carlos Lomas, El Chippy. He's a teacher and accompanist. Vicente Griego El Cartucho, he's a rising star flamenco cante, or singing. He is also a teacher and accompanist. And Teo Morca, master teacher, choreographer, performer, author, and lecturer, is our workshop leader. We also provide workshops by visiting artists, and we are thrilled to present Solero Flamenco of Houston in March. These are photos from our workshop in the fall. In Solero Flamenco, we have Jeremias Garcia. Toque, which means playing guitar, is also the founder and director. Irma La Paloma, cantaora, the singer. She's also a founder and director. Chris Howard on percussion, especially cajon. And Solange Lali Calix, ballet or dance, and castanets. Experience your flamenco moment with Flamenco Montana. We offer classes in dance, castanets, percussion, accompanying the cante with guitar, and cuadro communication at our workshop in March. www.flamencomt.org.
I would like to add, also reiterate the Flamingo Montana group and theater is at the Rocky Mountain Ballet Theater, located at 2704 Brooks in Missoula, Montana. And again, we are delighted and honored to have the Flamingo Montana group perform for us at the Right Now television show, on Right Now television. Any way we can be of service to you all, it would be our pleasure. We are honored to have you all, and we appreciate you coming by. But if you will, before we commence, I'd like to ask if you could do a closing segment to take us off the air.
A little bit more of the...
Let's go ahead.
To be honest.
We can figure out what it is we're going to do.